Hello, and welcome to the HCGCast, your podcast for HCG League results, recaps, video game news, and beyond. I'm your host, Alex Walsey, coming to you live from beautiful Pasadena, Maryland, and I have nothing to talk about at all. No, not much at least. Didn't have an event this week. I wanted to try to put together like a dry run, kind of like practice tournament to kind of get acclimated with the whole crew. But we just couldn't make it happen. And our production guy, he isn't able to make it this Monday. He has a commitment with one of his other leagues. So you kind of have to go on the fly. The Moni's Rumble, our next event, our second event, our Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Knockout Tournament, coming from Moni's Place in Crofton, Maryland. That will be this coming Monday, September the 2nd. Sign-ups begin at 7:30 p.m. With the tournament itself, I have 8 p.m. as a start time, but it's fluid. I remember the last time it started around like 8:39. Just because we let people sign up late. I mean, it's not like we don't have a hard stop on the sign-ups, but you know, it's fluid. It's something that could be talked about. If the tournament's already underway and you want to buy in, we can find a spot for you, as long as the first round's still going on. Like there's things that can be done. This is, of course, hardcore casual. So we're competing. That's the hardcore side, but it's casual. Everyone can play. And we want everyone to play and have a good time. Varying skill levels. So without an event happening this week, of course, like I said earlier, I don't have a lot to talk about. But the main purpose, I think, of this show today is just to get out there. Do it on a Tuesday, because that's when this podcast is going to be dropping every week. It's going to be live every Tuesday here on Twitch, twitch.tv/the HCG League. If you're not watching right now, if you're listening on the audio feed, soundcloud.com/the HCG League. It will be live here every Tuesday, and then I will very quickly upload it to the SoundCloud page. Hopefully, we'll be on Spotify and iTunes going forward. That takes a little time, a couple weeks. Yeah, we're on track now. Here we are, our first Tuesday live together. It's very, very, very fun to be here with you. Live, podcast, radio, whatever you want to call it, is a challenge. Again, especially with no notes in front of me. But it's still so much fun just to get in front of the old blue snowball and talk to people about something I'm very passionate about. Video games. Something I feel like a lot of us here on the old Twitch, if you're watching live, are very, very passionate about. What video games do I want to talk about today? I have no idea. I actually do. This is the second attempt I have today of recording this podcast. The first one was interrupted by my dog, who, right behind me here, of course this is my very messy bedroom, my dog back here just kind of ran in circles chasing her tail. It made the audio very difficult to listen to, so I decided maybe to go feed her dinner and take a second shot at this in a more quiet room. So what I was talking about earlier, and I'd like to get back on that, was Smash itself, Super Smash Bros. It's a game that, I'm being perfectly honest, I did not want to include in this league. I had no interest in doing it, but so many people asked for it. And that's to be expected. The first thing we did was a Mario Kart tournament. We're not exclusively, but we're pretty much a Nintendo Switch-oriented gaming league. I mean, it's the main console we're going to be using for the main games that are part of the league. Of course, I talked about it episode 0. Go back and check that out, where I overview the league and my plans for it. But the main meat of what we're going to be doing is Nintendo games. But we're not limited to that. I can't remember where I was going with that. No, I can't. But with that being said, if you're going to have a Nintendo league, why would you not include Smash? And I kind of had to come to terms with that. Reasons being, and they're not very good ones, again, hardcore casual is what I describe myself as. I'm not very good at video games. I'm okay. I'm middle of the road. People who are really good at video games are going to beat my ass every time, but people who aren't, I got them. And Smash is not a game for casuals. It really isn't. As much as people want to say it is, and it's fun, and unless you're playing by yourself on really low difficulty settings, Smash is not for the casual fan. People who are good at Smash are just not fun to play against. I mean, they really aren't. And that's not their fault. They're good at the game. They found the way to win. It may not be fun. It may not be flashy, but they find ways to win. I've had the brakes beaten off of me so many times in Smash, in all 4 of the games over the years, that I don't know, maybe just the love of it was sucked from me. I do have a few fond memories of that first one on N64. I mean, we all do. But besides that, I never clicked with Smash. And I'm being a little judgmental here, and I admit that and I identify that. But I've seen a lot of toxicity in the Smash community, more than I'm comfortable with. It's something that I don't want in this community, in this league. Toxicity is just shitty. It really is. I love competitiveness. I love smack talk, but just there's some vile things that I've seen happening in that community, and I'm not going to touch on them because I don't feel like I'm educated enough to provide a good opinion, but it's what I've read, it's what I've heard, it's my opinion. But I relented. I did, and it's going to be a regular part of our rotation. I'm still going to have fun calling it. I'm still going to enjoy watching the matches and seeing who comes out on top. But it just wasn't my first choice for a game. But I didn't have any other good choices. I really didn't. So that's my feelings on Smash. I felt like people deserve to know that. What else do I got for you? I don't have much. I really don't have much. I feel like this is just going to be like a 10-minute podcast, which is fine. I have no problems with that. It gives me more opportunities to say out loud that you need to come to the Moni's Rumble this September the 2nd, 2019 in Moni's Place, Grafton, Maryland. This is fun, isn't it? I'm enjoying this podcast. But outside of the actual event itself, I remember in the last episode I touched on WoW Classic. I finally played WoW Classic. It was interesting. It was very interesting. Now, I'd, again, never experienced vanilla. I'd played on some of the private servers, but it really isn't the same. It's a different world, man. It is a different world that I just wasn't ready for. The retail WoW of now... I'm a rapper. But the retail WoW of now, it is a much easier experience. Kind of tailored to a gamer like me. I enjoy leveling up. I enjoy the grind of it. Every time I go up a level, it's a little, pat on the old shoulder. But it never felt overwhelmingly difficult. I was enjoying myself. WoW Classic is fucking hard. It is fucking hard. And you gotta cooperate with other players to make it work, which I loved that. That was fun. There was people talking, there's people interacting, people just being silly and fun. And again, I mentioned toxicity earlier. Very little. A lot of positivity. Again, gentle banter, of course. And I played on the Oceanic server, so our friends down under are routinely a rowdy bunch. But it was just such a fun experience. I enjoyed it, but it was very difficult. And it's not something I can relax and play. You have to put thought into what you're doing and pay attention to what you're doing. A good example of this was I was doing some quest. I'm sure you all know what it was. I'm playing as a Dwarf Warrior Alliance on this. I'm not Alliance or Horde. I'll play whatever the fuck I want. I play both. But I started off in the no dwarf starting area. I'm sure you know the quest I'm talking about where you have to go to the cave and kill some blue shit. I don't know, some blue thing. And we had to resolve it to making a single file line so people can kill this fucker, because I didn't know this. I'm sure there's so many people playing WoW. They're like, fucking scrub. But for real, I didn't know, you have to compete to see who kills this guy first, and then he respawns. But when you have to get him. It has to be you who initiates the contact, and that's the person who gets the kill. When you have 50 people hanging around this guy you have to kill, it's difficult. Even when you kind of group up, it's chaos. But eventually, and I, again, thought this was super cool, some guy just kind of shouted out, you know what? I'll go last. Just everyone listen to me. Line up. I'm going to call out your name and come forward and kill this guy. It was awesome. I had to wait 20, 30 minutes to do the quest. It might have been more than that because how many people were in line. I was about in the middle. But just that kind of cooperation, it's fun. It really is. And I guess that's the magic I had heard about. A lot of this is nostalgia, and I understand that. The player base is probably going to die not die in a couple months, but it's going to go down in a couple of months, things like that. And people say it's a nostalgia trip. And I understand that. A lot of it probably is that. But I've noticed there's some kind of heart, there's just real heart in Vanilla WoW. People have this real affinity for it for very good reasons. I had a really fun time exploring Azeroth in its original form, the way it was meant to be explored. But I don't know. I think I'm a retail guy. I'm not sure yet. I think that's all I got for you today, quite honestly. Shot off the cuff today. Did a quick little 10-minute shot, but I enjoyed myself. And I always enjoy talking to you. And I'll be back next week. Not the same time, but the same day. To recap the Moni's Rumble for you. Maybe I'll have some video clips to play. Who knows? But I'm really excited for this. Just one more time. Do my little bit of shilling. September the 2nd at Moni's Place in Crofton, Maryland. The Moni's Rumble, the Smash Ultimate Single Elimination Knockout Tournament. But if you get knocked out, there's a consolation bracket, so you'll still be able to play. $15 buy-in, and that goes towards an appetizer and a real drink of your choice, or a domestic beer. I don't know if it's a draft or a bottle. You'll see when you get there. I'm not the bartender. And also 5 of that, it goes to the league. We're trying to get more equipment, consoles, and things that we can actually keep at Moni's, so we don't have to bring our own. Things of that nature. My kid plays my Switch a lot. I don't want to wear it out on him. And yeah, you can follow us over at facebook.com/the HCG League, twitch.tv/the HCG League if you're not already watching here. SoundCloud.com/the HCG League is where you can download us, keep us in your pocket, take the RSS feed with you. If you want to plug it into your favorite podcast player, you can do that. And hopefully we'll be on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, and all those things in the next couple of weeks. I'm working on that. But yeah, that's all for me. I am so excited for the Rumble, and I will see you all there. I love you. And from beautiful Pasadena, I am Alex Walski, wishing you all a very good night. Go play some WoW. I'll see you out there.